Hey everyone, this is Anthony with MightyCall. Welcome to our detailed guide on how to set up the MightyCall preview dialer. The preview dialing mode allows agents to view a contact's information before they make the call. Agents also decide whether they want to accept the call request or whether they want to pass it on to another agent. This helps agents be better prepared for the call and provides a personalized approach for each lead, even if you have only one agent. To start a new campaign, head over to the Auto Dialer tab and choose Campaigns. Then click the Create Campaign button, where you'll see the 4 steps of the campaign settings wizard. Let's walk through each one of them. The first step is General Settings. Here's where you name your campaign. There's also a field for an optional brief description of your campaign. Both the name and the description show up for your agents when they're assigned to a call. This helps your agents know what they're working on. Next, choose your business numbers for the calls, but keep in mind, international numbers aren't available for these campaigns. Last but not least, you can set specific start and end dates for your campaign. Choose the correct time zone and set the schedule for each day of the week. This will ensure you don't call your prospects at the wrong times and enables you to plan your outbound efforts in advance. Now, let's look at the second step, the dialer settings. Select the dialer type, in this case, Preview, and continue with the related settings. So the breakdown of the campaign settings looks something like this. Preview time is the time when the agent sees the call details and makes a decision whether to take it or not. If the agent declines it, the call request will be simply transferred to the next available agent. But don't forget, if there's only one agent in your campaign, then the call request will eventually be routed back to them because there's nowhere else for it to go. Set up this time depending on how intense and time-consuming the preparation for each call is going to be in this specific campaign. Your wrap-up time is for post-call work, when the agent selects one of the call outcomes or adds the number to the do not call list if needed. Max ring time is how much time is spent dialing a contact. The default retry period is how long before you try calling the number again in case it wasn't reached during the first time. Finally, max attempts per number is a limit on how many times you'll dial each number associated with the contact before they simply are no longer called. You can customize these settings depending on each campaign's goals, types of contact lists you're using here, and of course, other specifics. Now let's look at the system disposition. This is where you decide what happens to calls that don't connect. You see some predefined call outcomes such as contact busy, contact no response, agent abandoned, and invalid number. For each of them, you can choose whether this outcome is final, meaning no actions will be taken after that, or if you want to proceed with trying, choose the retry option and the number will be dialed again. You can also set up custom rules for each disposition retry. The next step of the setup is the agent disposition. Here, you can add and modify the call outcomes that your agents can select after completing a campaign call, dispositions which are then seen in the campaign report section. You can enable some of the default ones or add your own tailored for your campaign-specific details and needs, up to 30 agent dispositions in total. The customizable retry option is also available here. Once you set up all of these parameters, your auto dialer is set. But of course, you still need to choose the agents who will actually be participating, and you have to upload a record list to start the campaign. This is what we're going to be talking about next. In the agent list section, you choose the agents who will be driving your campaign forward. All your current users show up here for selection, so simply check the boxes of those who you want to be included and continue to the final record list section. This step is all about the numbers you'll be calling as a record list. In essence, it's your contact list. If you already have the list of contacts you want to reach, great. You can just upload a CSV file. You can always use a provided template to format your record list for smooth, easy use in MightyCall's outbound campaigns. You can also upload CSV files that don't match our import template, and MightyCall will automatically map them for you, meaning your list will be ready to go. Now, keep in mind, the file size cannot exceed 100 megabytes. Doubly so, keep in mind that files larger than 15 megabytes may take 5 to 7 minutes to upload, so don't upload them at the last minute. If you've already created at least one record list, you'll see them in the section on the right. If you want to use one of those, just choose it here. Now you can manage existing lists by clicking on the 3 dots. Choose Add More to add new records to the existing ones, with checks for duplicates and proper phone number formatting. Replace to completely replace existing records in the list with the new ones, and of course, you can delete the list or export it to a CSV file. Once you complete all of these steps, your campaign's ready. That's it. Hit save and now you can run it. Now, the federal government has something called the Do Not Call Registry, which is colloquially known as the Do Not Call List. It's a voluntary registry where people with American-based telephone numbers can very easily register their phone numbers. By doing so, they legally protect themselves from, and we're quoting the Federal Trade Commission here, unwanted sales calls, live calls, or robocalls from real companies that follow the law. If you activate the integrated national DNC list scrubber that MightyCall provides, it scrubs all phone numbers included in the registry from your campaign lists, protecting you from those potential fines and legal jeopardy. MightyCall's national DNC list base is constantly updated, which guarantees the most up-to-date compliance. Now, MightyCall's Account DNC, which is Do Not Call list, is an optional setting used when you have multiple numbers you wish to block calls for. Think of it as an internal block list. To enable it, look for the section in the upper right corner and click Upload. Remember to follow these requirements for the file. The maximum file size can only be 10 megabytes. The maximum number of records, 9,999. The maximum number of records within one record list, it's 100,000. The format, again, must be CSV. After the list is uploaded, you can add more records to it, of course. You can replace it with a new list, you can delete it, and of course you can export it to a CSV file. Agents can also select to add a number to the DNC list on the account as they're going through the campaign. If they completed a call and somebody wanted to be added to the list, they can do so by selecting a call outcome. Creating Do Not Call lists helps to avoid unwanted interactions, and it protects your business's credibility in doing so. Once your campaign has been created, you'll see in the Auto Dialer main tab. Each campaign can have one of the following statuses. If it's ready, the campaign is set, it's ready to begin. If it says it's incomplete, that means at least one of the settings is missing and needs to be filled out. Remember, a campaign needs to have at least one number, one agent, and one client to run. If it says preparing, the record list is being imported. Just wait a couple of minutes until it's done. If the status says running, that means the calls are happening at this very moment. If the status is set to paused, that means nothing's happening. The campaign has been put on hold. Obviously, if it says completed, all the calls within the campaign have been made. You're done. Finally, if it's scheduled, that means the campaign has not started yet, but it will start in the future based on the start date set in the settings. Simply click on the button to the left of the campaign's name to launch, pause, or resume your campaigns. If you want to edit campaigns, be aware of some restrictions. You can't edit completed campaigns. If your campaign is in the running or pause status, then you'll only be able to edit the general settings and the agent list. Finally, you can't delete running campaigns. Other than that, you can edit your campaigns by clicking on the three dots and choosing Edit. And that's it. That's all for the Preview Dialer setup process. It's easy, convenient, simple. If you still have any questions, please let us know in the comments or contact our support using the contacts on your screen right now. Have a great one.